Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with the Miserable Liberal and Ron Placone.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hello.
We'll see you October 12th. That's our next live Jimmy Dore Show in Burbank, California. Special guest, Abby Martin. Link for tickets right below here. So now everybody knows who this guy is. This is Cory Booker. His name is Cory Booker, and Big Pharma paid him a bunch of money to vote against lowering drug profit margins. And what he did specifically was vote against Bernie's bill that would have made it legal, make it okay for us to re-import drugs from Canada. So it's the same drugs. They're way cheaper in Canada, because they actually negotiate with the pharmaceuticals, unlike us. And so Cory Booker was paid off by the Big Pharma to vote against that, so he did. Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey takes a lot of money from a lot. This is from Open Secrets. You see all the money he takes from people, right? Lawyers and law firms, $2 million. Securities and investments, $2.5 million. Real estate, $1.5 million. TV, movies, so business services, so insurance, pro-Israel PACs, $500,000. Pharmaceuticals and health, there it is, $419,000. Internet lobbyists, $417,000. So that's why he votes the way he does. And then Andrew Gillum, who just won the Democratic primary for governor in Florida, who was endorsed by Bernie, who said he was for single payer, right? Said he campaigned on single payer. And, here he is with Cory Booker. Watch this.
Hey, it's Cory Booker and
Andrew Gillum from the great state of Florida.
And listen, I'm a Jersey boy, but I love Florida, and I want to say this is in the name of love. I'm asking everybody out there to support Andrew.
In the name of love. In the name of love, Cory Booker is asking you to support. In the name of love. Not in the name of self-promotion. Go ahead.
Bono's a neoliberal, too. So really, Cory's just, making connections.
This is awesome. In the name for love. Not for me trying to hook myself to the new popular progressive because it looks too transparent when I try to do it with Bernie. Looks too obvious when I try to do it with Bernie. So now I'm going to hook myself to this guy. And we're both dressed exactly the same. Maybe you guys will think we're the same. So that's what Cory Booker's doing. Let's see, there's more.
Over the country trying to help with this midterm, but I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to priorities, Andrew is at the top of my list because his election will change not just Florida for the better, but will change America. But this is...
Come on. You know he's going to try and sell you a used car after this, right? You know that. That's what's coming. Jimmy, you're losing money if you don't. Let's play a little more of it.
Yeah.
All talk. We got to get some action going, right?
That's right.
What do we need him to do?
We need you to go and visit us at andrewgillum.com. Give a contribution. If you're a Floridian, get registered to vote. We've got to vote like our lives depend on it because, in fact, our lives do depend on who the next governor is of the state of Florida. I'm proud to have this man's support. And with your help, we're going to bring home a win on November 6th.
So there is an urgency here. Please don't even take a moment after you see this video. Please
do it now.
Do it now.
Give it a little effect. Do it
now. And do me a favor. Share the video to a friend to get them to do it because that is it. The power of the people is greater than the people in power.
And do me another favor. Sign up for this credit card.
It gives you the most points of any credit card. And they give 1% of their profits back to charity. That's why I'm supporting Capital One. I'm Cory Booker. It does sound like he's about to sell you a credit card, right?
Yeah, big time.
The power of the people is greater than the people in power, says the guy who's been sucking the people in power off for his whole life.
Just a little bit.
He said he owed Betsy DeVos and her organization his political career. That's who he is. And so...
Say it again? He said what?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
That Betsy DeVos?
And her organization, he owed his political career. Yeah.
Did he get a yacht out of it?
I don't know what he got out of it. He got campaign money. And so I get that Gillum is a Democrat, and so is he a Democrat. Except you're supposed to be a progressive, and this guy is the thing you're supposed to be revolting against. Cory Booker is supposed to be the thing you're revolting against. So do you see the problem these Democrats get in? They have to break themselves into pretzels. They have to twist themselves into pretzels to go along. So what Gillum's doing there is twisting himself into a pretzel to say he's proud to have the biggest tool, corporate tool, or one of the biggest corporate tools in the Senate endorse him. By the way, Cory Booker, this is what a cheap used car salesman Cory Booker is. He said he's not going to take any more corporate PAC money. Remember that? He said that because he's taken enough already, but he's going to leave the door open to taking it again in the future.
Well, that's what they all did. I mean, that was a nice little head fake. They're saying it when it's politically convenient for them, and then when it gets closer to 2020, they're going to say, but Trump, and start taking it again. So it was all the potential frontrunners that did that. Cory Booker, Kamala Harris.
And they're going to go, well, we can't show up with a spoon to a knife fight, all that stuff.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. So they're right back in bed. So the establishment and the donors are happy. When they're happy to see this. They're happy to see, so Cory Booker is going to help him get his mind right. Going to get him back into the fold just like they're doing to everybody. Just like they did to Bernie, Barack. Well, they're doing now. They're getting everybody.
Listen, Andrew, I know you want to be on the inside, but single payer is not lit, okay?
So let's see if there's any more of this.
And so please, let's show some people power. Change Florida.
The fact that this is the guy saying people power, the guy who has stood in the way of people his entire career, this guy, and he's standing there, it's just like, dude, I get you have to be friendly with the other Democrats, but you don't have to do this. And then he tweets it out. Disgusting. Which makes me suspicious of this guy. Like politics is all about perception. And he doesn't know that this is not the best. What do you think? I'm throwing it over to my panel. What do you think?
Well, come on. Every time I hear the names that they're throwing for a 2020 presidential election, and Cory Booker is one of them, I say, why?
But what about this relationship here? That's what
I think it just sullies his relationship.
Of course
Andrew
it does.
Gillum, I mean, that's the person that you want to be endorsing you? And Jimmy, I agree 100% when you say these Democrats have to twist themselves into a pretzel to be able to compromise, and the Democratic Party is awful, and I don't want Cory Booker helping me in my campaign.
If they get friendship bracelets, I might change my mind, though. I mean, who doesn't love those?
I hear you. I hear you. So it's just weird to have a guy who does a commercial like this.
What sits beneath our names is a healthcare system that works for everybody. Teachers who need to get paid what they're worth.
So Cory Booker is for privatizing education and charter schools, and he stood in the way of the pharmaceutical reform. But he's your best buddy. First two things he says in his promotional video is a healthcare system that works for everybody and teachers getting paid, and Cory Booker's the opposite of those two things. So this is what I mean about them twisting themselves into pretzels.
Our kids who need an opportunity that should not be defined by their zip code, where they live, or what side of the track they grow up on. The politics of hope and aspiration and inspiration and opportunity still lives, and it lives right here in the state of Florida. Let's bring it home.
So that's his. So there you go. So that guy is palling around with this guy. It's just gross. It's very stomach turning. Instead of sitting there, instead of saying, "Hey, these are the guys," I have to be willing to make some enemies inside the party to reform it. Or I have to be willing to have some tough conversations. But this is just this is politics, right? So they both think this is good for both of them. So Gillum thinks it's good for him to be seen with a corporatist centrist sellout, and he thinks it's good to be seen with someone who's perceived as a true progressive. So that's what this is. This isn't about them actually being buddies.
Well, and what's interesting, too, to me is that if it was influence going the other way, meaning Cory Booker is being influenced by Gillum, and Gillum is actually pulling Booker to the left,
right?
I wouldn't have that much of a problem with it. I'd actually be like, good, that's cool.
Correct.
But that's not the way it's going, and that's never the way it goes. Andrew Gillum was a proponent for single payer, but I went to his website right now out of curiosity. Now he changed his tune. He's talking about strengthening the ACA. So the influence goes the other way.
So he's already switched his position on that.
He's already, he's watering down his tune already.
And that's why they're such buddies. This does not look good.
Because somebody's going to get some pharmaceutical money? Is that what's going to happen? That's not good.
This is not good.
Isn't that like making a deal with the devil?
He's already switched his position on single payer, Ron? Really?
Well, I mean, I'm on his website right now, and yeah, he's talking about strengthening the ACA Act, saying that we didn't, he's going to restore the healthcare security. So, yeah, he's changing his tune.
God damn it. God damn it. Well, here it gets even worse. So here is, remember I was making jokes the other day? I said, because Cynthia Nixon, who, the New York Times calls Andrew Cuomo sleazy, lowest form of politics, and then they endorse him. And I said Cynthia Nixon, who called him a liar on the debate, quit lying, she told him. And now I wonder if she's going to, is she going to tell all the progressives to vote for the Democrats' version of Trump, which is Andrew Cuomo? And nobody can expect her to do that. But watch this. You think it's even worse than that? You guys ready for this? Watch this.
What I also look forward to moving forward is us rallying behind all Democratic nominees, including the governor, to make sure that he wins in November.
She's a Democrat, so she has to tell everybody that Andrew Cuomo is the answer. Do you see what the problem is with progressives trying to take over the Democratic Party? Do you see the problem? A, it's never going to happen, and B, they get co-opted. I don't know. Am I making too much out of this stuff?
That was hard to listen to. I mean, that 10 seconds was hard to hear. It really was.
Really? You couldn't just wait a month? You couldn't wait until maybe November 1st to throw your support behind this guy?
Why?
What's
the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? Well, no, I'm asking you.
Well, for me, it's like, why do people have to keep endorsing these Democrats that are corporate tools? Why does she have to hurry up?
I'm asking what's the difference between now and November 1st?
Well, I was hoping that she would push him without giving support.
So this is exactly right, Steph. She got nothing for this. Like Cynthia Nixon, like some people were saying, well, maybe Cynthia Nixon will get Andrew Cuomo to admit or to agree to sign on a single payer if it gets passed, and then she'll endorse him. Or maybe she'll get something, and then nothing. They got nothing from Andrew Cuomo. Nothing. They're just going along. They're falling in line. People fucking hate Andrew. Andrew Cuomo is what's wrong with this country. And the Democrats are serving him up on a hot platter for us. This isn't intellectually honest. You're just as bad as Republicans when you do this shit. This is the Republicans saying you got to vote for Warren Moore. What is that? Is that too big of a stretch, Ron? Tell me the truth if you think. Isn't that the exact? They're just all falling in line. Andrew fucking Cuomo, Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there's this weird thing that's completely backwards. And I've actually had this conversation with Ro. And I straight up said to him, I was just like, they should be bending the knee to you and everybody to your left, not the other way around. You have the people on your side.
Right.
They have the money on yours. So they should come to you and say, how do we keep our jobs? If that was what was going on, I'd be okay with things, or more okay with things at least. But it goes the other way around for no reason other than the donors and the power.
Andrew Cuomo, what does he think of Ocasio-Cortez? And what does he think of progressives? Mm-hmm. This is what he thinks. Andrew Cuomo says progressives' waves is not even a ripple. So he's like this to the progressives. And what do the progressives do? Nope. No problem, sir. We will endorse you. Here's what he said. New York's Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo has said the so-called insurgent progressive wave in his party is not even a ripple, arguing that it's pragmatists like him who can get things done who are the true progressives. He just said Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not a true progressive. Bernie Sanders is not a true progressive. Zephyr Teachout is not a true. Why? Because they can't get things done like him. And what does he get done? He gets done horrible stuff. That's who Alexandria Ocasio Cortez just endorsed on frickin' television. He didn't endorse you back. He's belittling you. And it's exactly what Ron says. It always goes the other way. It's exactly what you said to Ro Khanna. Why does it always have to go the other way, Ro? Why does it always go the other way, Ocasio? Why does it always go the other way? Why don't they come on bended knee? You are the people. No. We're going to let Cory Booker pretend he's the people. We're going to let Andrew Cuomo pretend he's the people. He's flipping you off publicly. Flipping you off publicly. And what does she say?
What I also look forward to moving forward is us rallying behind all Democratic nominees, including the governor, to make sure that he wins in November.
I'll be voting Howie Hawkins if I lived in New York. I'd be voting for the Green Party candidate if I lived in New York. And extrapolated or extracted nothing from Andrew Cuomo for this. Nothing. He's flipping you off. Governor discussed his vision of the Democratic Party at a press conference on Friday, calling Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's win a fluke. He just called you a fluke and and not a real progressive. And you're gonna rally behind him. There is no progressive takeover of the Democratic Party. Do you need any? What the F? And when Bernie said he was calling for a revolution, he wasn't being truthful. That was just a gimmick. He's not being truthful. He won't come on this show and talk about it. Bernie won't even come on the show. He'll do any interview with anybody if you said you voted for Hillary. But if you didn't, Bernie won't come near you. That's the opposite of political courage. You know, when he went from filling stadiums, when he decided to back Hillary Clinton, he couldn't fill a gymnasium after that. That's a fact. What do these people think they're doing? How does that help the Democratic Party that you're getting behind someone who's manifestly corrupt? Who's going to keep the voting? They kicked all the progressives off the voting rolls again and manifestly corrupt. How does that help your credibility? How does that help the Democratic Party to endorse someone who's manifestly corrupt, as Andrew Cuomo is, and an enemy of the people and progressives? And he just flipped you off publicly. He is Trump. And you can't wait to kiss his ring. Isn't that gross? Steph, what do you think?
I'm horrified by this. We were just talking to a neighbor the other day, and they were saying how they had just received from the DNC or some sort of Democratic supporting group that said, "Do you miss Hillary? If Hillary was to run in 2020, would you support her?" And it's like the Democrats are learning nothing. They're pushing us backwards. We're not getting pushed forward. And when I see Alexandria say this, we were talking about this on Thursday night. Is Cynthia Nixon going to throw her support behind Cuomo?
We were kidding about it.
And we're like, how soon is she going to do this? Little did I know that Ocasio-Cortez was going to do this Sunday. It was like they couldn't wait to get her to say this.
That's right. Well, you know how you resist Trump? By voting for the Democrats who are the closest to Trump. We got anybody like Trump? Yeah, we got Andrew Cuomo. Let's all vote for him. That's how you resist. Why don't you vote for Joel Lieberman while you're at it? She couldn't even say his name, by the way. She didn't even say his name. For the governor.
Yeah.
She didn't even say his name. And do you know the DNC, what it really stands for? It stands for Destructive Non-Progressive Conditioning. So I thought Alexandria Ocasio was any blue just won't do. I saw her with Lena Turner just the other day saying any blue just won't do. Well, if fucking Andrew Cuomo isn't any blue just won't do, who are you talking about? Andrew, so any blue just won't do until it has to? Until it has to.
I like the first one better. Any blue just won't do. We got to leave it there.
Instead of supporting Democrats wherever they are, why don't you support progressives wherever they are? That's what we do here. I bet there's a progressive running in the general election in New York for governor. I bet there's a progressive who has a Green New Deal. I bet. God damn. Anyway,
And additionally on this, weren't there also concerns about voter fraud in New York?
yeah, there's no concerns. I've heard no concerns over it again. Again, the best way to resist Trump and the best way to resist Trump is to blindly support the Democrats most likely to vote with Trump. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but the progressives need to form an organization outside the Democratic Party. And Bernie's not leading that. So we're fucked. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed. Even if you think you are, you're probably not. It only takes a second to check, and then you have to ring that bell so they send you a notification when we drop a new video. Otherwise, they won't tell you when we drop new videos. And if you like our show, please help support it. Become a patron. We give you hours of bonus material every week, and we give a live stream. We do a live stream every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time when you could ask us questions and we answer them back. Thanks for your support.